I have the pleasure of introducing Beatriz Olivieri, who's been working with us this summer. I am the founder of Greenwave Electric Vehicles, New Hampshire's first EV dealership with a mission to accelerate the decarbonization of our economy. Beatriz has been writing our inaugural sustainability plan, and it is amazing. She's also been working to incorporate sustainability into all pieces of our culture, and she's been serving as the head of human resources this summer, which has been also really awesome. She's helped us manage our waste, build our awareness of sustainability practices, and overall just been a super helpful, super cool, and super inspiring member of our team, giving great presentations to everybody to help us understand where we're going. So without any further ado, let me toss it over to Bea.
Well, thank you so much for the kind words. It's been my pleasure to work with everyone at Greenwave, and I'm so appreciative of your mentorship this summer, Jesse. And I feel like Jesse did already a great job kind of like introducing Greenwave, so let's get straight to it. And one thing to mention is this internship has been an awesome opportunity for me to conclude my master's in sustainability science at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. And I'm thrilled to have this as like the final step in my academic journey so far. So as of now, I guess, but really exciting. So if we could go to the next slide, please. Great, awesome. So Jesse already mentioned, I feel like what makes Greenwave so unique. But I would like to highlight as well that being such a young organization founded in February 2023, one of the greatest things about my opportunity to join them is that we're really thinking about promoting continuous improvements to a greener organization, but seeing already what systems are in place and how can they be better, or just by recognizing the efforts that have already, been thought through and make Greenwave better every day. So my main deliverables for the summer that I chose to talk about today are the updated employer handbook and also the inaugural sustainability plan that Jesse mentioned. And I, with a lot of pride and joy, I like to say that I was able to put these forward by acting as the interim chief sustainability officer, which I don't think I need to get into much detail, just an awesome role to be able to imagine and act on. So next slide, please. And to talk about my efforts this summer, I kind of divided my work in these three pillars. First one being partnerships. So for Greenwave, they already know the importance of being connected to other like-minded organizations and being part of a community that's kind of progressing towards the same direction. So for example, they are already part of the New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility and a proud member of that. But through my role, I was able to find new connections that made sense for the vision of the company. So an example of that is the Green Energy Consumers Alliance. And talking about the sustainability, so moving on to the second point, talking about sustainability plan, I feel like it was great to understand better sustainability frameworks, and from the wide variety that we have available, I mainly focus on ESG, which is environmental social governance, and also the Measure What Matters assessment. And just to do a quick note, Measure What Matters assessment is something that Greenwave was able to get because they're part of the New Hampshire Businesses for Social Responsibility. So I think that was an awesome link to explore. And in the sustainability plan, I was able to lay out goals for the organization. It was around 25 goals aligned with those frameworks that I previously mentioned, and also specific recommendations for the executive team. But one of the coolest things was that as I was drafting the plan, I was able to see that we were already accomplishing some of the goals that we set, which I feel like it's an awesome feat, especially for such a young organization. And the last aspects that I wanted to talk about is people and culture. So this was something that I was super excited about, but not really sure how it was going to go. And I had the awesome opportunity to develop educational programs on topics such as Greenwave's new waste management programs and their importance, but also topics like the urgency of sustainability. And I had the chance to work alongside Jesse to further incorporate diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging to the organization and kind of like everything we do. Next slide, please. So to wrap up the presentation, I would like to start talking about what's next for Greenwave. And that's a really hard question to answer because there's so many things that the organization is hoping to accomplish and such great direction that it's headed to. But if I had to name a couple of things, I think that we're definitely keeping in mind the B Corp certification when it's financially feasible to do so. But I feel like it's really important to highlight the commitment that the company has to meet the goals that I mentioned previously that are now outlined in the sustainability plan. And for myself, for myself, when I'm reflecting on the experience, I feel like I've learned that sustainability, and really solidified the statement, because I think all of us in these discussions kind of know that, but I got that firsthand experience that solidified to me that sustainability is not an angle, nor can it be pursued alone. And that's kind of like why I chose to represent it with these two images of, right, leaving an island or doing like isolated work to the importance of teamwork. And I got to, the conclusion that engagement is key. And as I slightly mentioned before, I really enjoy, working with others and really feeling like I was impacting the people and cultural aspects of the organization. And lastly, I really got to experience firsthand what does it look like to balance the three-legged stool of profit, people, and the planet, along with understanding better the role of the private sector in the face of the climate crisis. And to wrap everything up, I could, stand here for another 5 minutes giving my thank yous, but I really wanted to thank Jesse and the whole Greenwave team for really welcoming me with open arms. It's my first time in New Hampshire, and they really supported me throughout this summer, and I had such a great time. Still have 1 more week. Along with that, the whole UNH staff and Sustainability Institute, because without any of this, I wouldn't be here today. But special shout out to my supervisors, Faina and Sue, for being so awesome. And then also to my fellow peers for a great summer, and the shared value group that I had the pleasure of seeing every week and kind of supporting each other. Thank you also for listening.
Fantastic, Beatriz. Thank you so much. Questions? So you want to start us off?
Beatriz, I think that this is your first experience in business. And I'm wondering whether you have modified your ideas about what your career might look like.
That's a great question. I would say 1,000%. I feel like, I guess I could use the island example again to kind of talk about this. I think I just found myself working always with nonprofits or like doing research, and I just never really stepped outside of my comfort zone to work with a for-profit company. So I was a little bit skeptical about what types of role I could make or like what type of impact I could have in an organization. And it was awesome. I feel like it completely shifted my perspective. I consider myself to be like a completely different person right now that I was like 3 months ago. And I feel like that's just such an awesome thing to look back on. And for career purposes, I feel like that's incredible. It just, enhanced the possibilities for me. And I feel like I'm a more open-minded individual, which I feel like always a good thing, so it was great.
Fantastic.